Everyone, this is Heather with Holistic Healthcare and Midwifery. I decided to do a few videos on abuse. Abuse is one of those things that has many features to it and has many names to it. And recently, the big name is narcissistic abuse. And I want to get into talking about narcissistic abuse. But before we get started, I want to talk about abuse in general. Totally 100% abuse is not cool. Personally, I have been an abuse survivor since I can remember. I came from a home that was filled with alcoholism and cheating and lies, and it was a very high upper middle class family. So from the outside, everything looked great, but on the inside, nothing was okay. I was blessed. I got out when I was 13 and managed to make something of myself. But that first scar is the deepest. I want everyone to know that abuse is not gender specific. It's not it's not just females that are abused. Males are abused too. Dogs are abused. We know about that too. So I want to go into, first and foremost, giving you the blanket definition of abuse from Safe Place, which is the Battered Women and Men's Center here in Austin, Texas. Abuse is any cruel, hurtful, or controlling, violent behavior, or even psychological behavior by a person that is intended, meaning they intend to hurt you, to inflict pain on you, or to demonstrate their power over you, who you're in an intimate relationship with. An intimate relationship can include your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your husband, your wife. It can include your sister, your brother, your friend, so-called frenemy. It can include your mother, father. It can, in my case, it even includes sometimes my own children. And lo and behold, there's something called self-abuse, self-sabotage. Yes, even us, we can abuse ourselves if we come from a home that did not support us nor train us to be good and loving to ourselves. Now, I have admitted that I am an abuse survivor. And there's many people out there right now that may be in the trenches in abusive situations right now, which they call a Stockholm syndrome, where you're pretty much trapped because you don't know what to believe. You've been told, one thing, and then we'll go into that another video. But let's just say you're in the type of abusive situation that personally is one of the best, I think, unfortunately, sad to say, where this person is hitting you physically. That is plain out abuse. You know that is abuse, to be hit by another human being. Unless you're 2 or 3 in the sandbox, that is not okay behavior. That's abuse. But there are many people that are very, very hurt and deep down into the core that will stay in those relationships thinking they can fix it. No, you can't. They call that a honeymoon cycle, okay? What happens is, at least for me, what happened was, and what I've seen over my time as being a midwife and a nurse and a survivor, that what will happen is the very first time a person lays their hands on me with the intent of hurting me, which I do know about, not a good sign. Even if they do exactly what they do in the cycle of what they call the honeymoon abuse cycle. They'll come back after a day or so or an hour or so, and they'll have flowers and they'll be, oh, sorry, and crying. And then you'll feel like everything's okay, and then 2 days later you're smacked again. No. I bring up this type of physical abuse because, for one, it's the easiest type to remedy. You leave. You will never, ever stop that cycle of, oh, I'm so sorry, I'll never do it again. Because 99.9% of the time, people that do that type of abuse will never stop. And I'm so sorry for anyone in the situation that loves someone that's like that. And I realize it's a cycle because I have tried many times to help people with that. Even my own self, thinking I can make it better, and I have never succeeded. So my heart goes out to you. This particular video is kind of an introduction about what I want to talk about. The next video is going to be about the red flags so that we people do not get into the situation in the first place. Because if we've been grown up into a situation that was a bad, abusive, alcoholic, or whatever type of dysfunctional family, that type of activity or that type of treatment will feel normal. Will feel normal. Will actually feel like, oh, everything's all right. Because if you're raised and you're beaten, or you're raised and you're with alcoholism and ignored, or whatever comes up in those situations, or we as children thought we could fix it. Well, that was not our job to fix it. Now our job is to make us better people, to make better choices. And so at that, I really want everyone, after they listen to this, to listen to the red flags. Because the red flags, if I had only looked at those and paid attention to those instead of blowing them off, there would be a lot more times of happiness and a lot less time of healing, a lot less time of going into therapy, a lot less time of going to 12-step groups, a lot less time of anything that hurt me. Let's just put it this way. Abuse to me is anything that hurts me. That's my definition of abuse. And yes, we'll talk about narcissistic abuse, but if you're in a situation where you are not being treated properly, you know it. With all my love and non-judgmentalness, my heart goes out to you. If you have any comments you'd like to put down below, you want to subscribe, that would be fantastic. I'm doing this right now because it's a calling. I really don't want anyone else to have to suffer. I hope all works out well. May we work on it together. Take care.